Hi, this is Shan from Happy's Training, making another video as part of a series of videos that I'm making, which is connected to a training course that I've written. And this video is all about exercise. And again, there is a huge amount of information about exercise, and I am definitely not an expert in that area. So all I'm going to be talking to you about is how we can use the set of strategies that continuous directed change is all about to do the kind of exercise that you want. I guess it is important to say that one of the key reasons that exercise is here is because it is so important for our well-being, both in terms of our mental health. So if it's proven to be as moderate to mild exercise, let's get this right, research shows that physical exercise is as effective as antidepressants for mild to moderate depression. Sorry, I hope that was clear. So it is very, very useful. Obviously, we're looking at a lot of this through the lens of ADHD. ADHD is hugely improved and helped by exercise. So in just so many ways, exercise is helpful. And a lot of us might have some quite negative connotations. Some of you may love it and be absolutely fine with it, and others have kind of a love-hate relationship, and some of us struggle massively. So when we're talking about this, we're not talking about running marathons. We're just talking about making the changes that you might want to make. And we know that 20 minutes of moderate exercise every day is all that the government recommends as being good for improving our overall health and well-being. So with this, you can be as intense or otherwise as you want to be. And again, looking at this through the lens of good mental health, when you are setting out your goals, it's always useful to ask yourself, is this realistic? Is this physically, emotionally healthy? Because sometimes there's always the risk. Those of us that have ADHD are at higher risk of addiction. And sometimes we can even use something as healthy as exercise in an unhealthy way. So it's always helpful just to be aware of those things. And if in doubt, have the courage to reach out to someone you trust and talk these things through. So again, when it comes, what we're going to do is just look at how we use the principles of the training course to make the changes with exercise that you might want to make. So we start off by writing everything down. What would your long-term goal look like? So, and that will be as different as we all are. So for some of us, it might be, I just want to be able to get out for a walk 5 times a week. Others might want to run a marathon or be able to climb Ben Nevis, or, be exercising 2 hours a day every day. And again, what we're looking at here is making long-term changes. This is not about a quick fix. This is about how do we integrate these changes into our lives. And if we can do these things where we are sleeping better, eating better, exercising more, everything is going to be easier. So that is what the whole purpose of continuous directed change is working towards. It's not rocket science. It is not a quick fix. It is not even, it isn't even a fix. It's a set of principles that are helpful to help us make the changes that we want to make that will, in the long term, improve the quality of our lives. So let's look at exercise. So we've decided, okay, let's say you decide that you want to start running, but you're not a runner. So that might be that you download, that you might do the Couch to 5K. Is always quite a good place to start, isn't it? Now, Okay, that would obviously be the logical thing. But how would it look different with using continuous directed change? So, we've made sure that when we're setting the goal, we're relaxed, we've run it through a set of questions like, am I doing this for myself? Am I doing it for someone else? Does this fit in with the rest of my life? Is it realistic? What kind of changes? So we've used a bit of wisdom when it comes to setting that goal. Then what we've done is we are doing lots of affirmations because, exercise, diet, these kind of things, it's very easy for us to set out with the greatest of intentions and then stuff gets derailed. It gets hard because, life happens, life gets in the way, particularly those of us with ADHD where things are busy and our executive function isn't very strong and we may have other challenges going on, and it's so easy for things that are just for us and our well-being to slip to the bottom of the pile and not to happen. So if we have got that this stuff which is about perseverance, about doing stuff in the long term, it can really, really help. So we set that goal, we want to run a marathon. Okay. And then now we're starting to do a affirmation, which might be, I love exercise, I am fit and healthy. And we would say that whenever we notice like there's a day when, whenever we notice that we're struggling, then that is the time definitely to do it, but to do it otherwise as well. So whenever you clean your teeth and you're in the shower, you might say these affirmations to ingrain it, to change that neuroprogramming, to teach yourself to start to see yourself in that light. Maybe you're always fit and healthy when you're younger and that neural pathway will already be there. For others of us, I was certainly one, I think dyspraxia is part of my story. I was last to be chosen in school. I don't see myself or didn't see myself as a person that was fit and healthy or very good at exercise. So the affirmations and the visualizations provide a set of tools that help change that neural programming. So again, you might be visualizing yourself loving running, taking part in things, doing the 5K, feeling fit, enjoying it. Even on those days when you're lying on the sofa eating chocolate, feeling like death warmed up, you're still doing the affirmations, you're still doing the visualizations. So even on the bad days, we're still taking action, we're still doing things that are moving us towards the goal. Or, your kids have got exams and they're ill and you've got a big project on at work and you can't get anywhere near the gym. You're still doing the affirmations, you're still doing the visualizations. It may be that your goals need to be moved on a bit, but they're still there. So it's perseverance, not perfection. Okay, we're taking baby steps. So it might be, like we say, the if you're going to go running, then the couch to 5K is a perfect way of everything being broken down into achievable steps. But if that is too much, you might need to make it even smaller and decide that, you're gonna go out and you're just gonna walk. You're gonna cut everything back down, So I could get very distracted. I'm just going to stick to that one goal. But, you might have a bigger goal, you might have a smaller goal. It doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you. Then remembering that how we talk to ourselves in our own mind is so, so important. So that rule of thumb, am I talking to myself in the way I would a good friend? That doesn't mean we don't hold ourselves accountable. It doesn't mean that we go around going, oh, you're brilliant at everything. It just means that we're being respectful and we're being kind and we're not beating ourselves up when we make mistakes or we don't do things perfectly. And then again, of course, rewards. So, for any day that you get out for a run, what are you going to do as a reward? And that could just be an extra half hour in bed. It doesn't have to be a monetary reward, but it can be, and it could be something right now. It's always very important, even on the bad days, to take some time to give yourself credit for doing the best that you can. And then a progress review. So like, we might have spoken up. If things going well, great. Do you want to move on to the next step? If they haven't gone well, that's where the progress review is really important because it's so often that we give up at that stage where we can go, well, maybe I set myself up for too much, or I just haven't got it down, but it's still important to me, so I'm going to try again next month. It's just keeping going and looking at these changes as being incremental and long term. So there we are. I hope that is helpful. As I say, when it comes to exercise, there is huge amounts of information out there. I'm not a personal trainer. That's for other people to decide. I just want to show you how we would use this particular course to help us make those changes in a way that is actually achievable and doable. Okay, I'll leave it there. Thanks then. Bye.